Welcome back, everybody. This is Shadow Drone. I've received some more emails based on my cabinet that I have for my printers, and a lot of people seem to be a little confused about where I bought it or how whatever. To clarify, I built this from basically scratch. I initially built the lower one first, and then I got a second printer, so I made another one and made it to fit on top of this one, and they connect on the inside with a ventilation system. So I thought I would do a full detailed video on my cabinet. So basically, the cabinet measures 24 inches by 24 inches by 36 inches. Okay, so it's 24 by 24 by 36. And the reason I did that was because the 1/4 inch plywood upper and lower shelves are exactly 24 by 24. Okay, so I didn't have to do a lot of cutting. So I basically just bought those pre-cut at Home Depot for a couple bucks. And then what I did is I purchased some 2x2s for the frame, okay, all 4 frame pieces, and some 1x2s for the door frames, okay. So that's pretty much the dimensions. And then of course I have my little 2x4 that I cut at an angle, and I bought a wireless magnetic power switch that I can turn the system on and off, okay. So that sits up on top there, as you can see. The plastic end pieces are more decorative than anything else. I was basically, this was the first stuff that I printed with my 3D printer, so that's why those came up. I've added something to this today, so that's why I'm doing the full video, because the cabinets are done. There's nothing else to add. So I'm going to go into detail in the way I designed this and what I have in it, okay? So first of all, you can see the pegboard in the back. That actually has 2 functions. One, it allows you to add pegs if you want to hang anything, and it kind of looks cool, okay? And what I did was I sealed the pegs with a plastic, kind of like a wrap that sticks on it to basically seal all the holes. Okay, but we'll get back to the back end in a few. So let me show you what I did. Is I basically made some handles, and you look inside. Okay, the plexiglass is a very thin, it's like maybe 1.5 millimeters thick, or actually, yeah, about 1.5 millimeters thick. And the reason why it is because plexiglass is expensive. We all know that. To purchase plexiglass that's maybe 1/4 inch, this size is very expensive. Okay, so what I did is I went out and I bought poster board. The poster, that real cheap stuff that you can put posters in, which is why this cabinet is the same size. Okay, it's based on the poster board size that you can purchase. And those were $10. Okay, so I basically bought what I needed and threw away the rest, and took the plexiglass, and then I used a double stick silicone tape, which basically sealed it. Okay, so that is how I got the frame. Okay, I mean the windows. All right, so let's move on to the next step. One of the things I realized is, since it is in my home office, I needed a way to be able to print pretty much anything I want without fumes. And the only way to do that is to vacuum seal this unit. Now, it's not airtight, but the way it works is it uses a fan to create suction, which creates a suction which brings in air from the internal vent, which is at the bottom, and it has a filter on it, so no dust gets in there. Okay, there's a little hole down there with a filter and a screen that when the fan comes on, it sucks the air out. okay, and brings fresh air in from the bottom. Now the fresh air and the bottom is directly, the port is directly lined up with the power supply of this printer. So as it's sucking in the air, the cool air coming in goes through the printer first, then into the chamber, okay, and it starts at the bottom. So as it comes in, it cools the unit, brings the air up, okay, and then, as you can see here, sucks the air through this vent, okay, into the other unit, which then comes up right underneath the power supply in here, where the fan is, which sucks the cooler air in through here, circulates it in there, and then goes up into this unit, okay, and then is sucked out through this vent in the back, okay? So that's how I get my suction. And the doors here are sealed with a Velcro, not a Velcro, felt seal, okay? So when the doors are closed and the vacuum is on, it seals itself, okay? And if there's any air leaks, it doesn't really matter because the air is being sucked into the case and then expelled through the vent up here, which then goes through a 6-inch flexible hose and then into a board which fits into the window. And I'm going to show you guys that later. I also used a magnet, 2 magnets, one on this side and one on the door, which causes it to close. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I did in the back. The back is kind of a wire mess, but you'll understand. So what I've done is basically all the wiring is here. Okay, there's my power strips for both up and down. This here is a high output 120 volt fan. Okay, it's almost like a computer fan like you see inside the PCs, but it's an actual exhaust fan. Okay, and that is what causes the vacuum and sucks the air through the cases into this box and then out through this pipe. Okay, now this is just a plastic case, one of those storage boxes for shoes. Okay, and what I did is I created a seal on the inside there and then popped it in. All right, this allows me to remove it if I ever have to replace the fan, and so it makes it easier. And this is basically the vacuum chamber itself, which sucks air from the printer box, okay? At that point, the air is sucked through here, okay, out to what I call the window insert panel, which is what you see here. So basically, you open up the window, and you slide this in the window, and then you close the window. And then this is basically takes up this space of the window. And that has a port, as you can see there, where the exhaust is then plugged into. And when the system starts up, it basically sucks the smelly air out and expels it out into the to the outside, kind of like a dryer vent. Okay, that's basically what these are. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced insulated dryer hose, and this is a dryer vent, and that's the coupling. So these come as a pair. Okay, and then of course I have my wireless plug switch that goes to that little round puck that I showed you guys. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to close the windows. All right, so the final thing to my case that I finally had the chance to complete. Oh, and one more thing. Due to the fact that it's always kind of nice to keep an eye on your printing, but you don't want to have to sit in front of the printer the whole time, I installed Wi-Fi cameras, as you can see here, and they have 365-degree movement and 180-degree up and down, and there's 2 of them, as you can see here. So I can actually keep an eye on my printers even though I'm not in my home office. I can use my cell phone. Now, I'm going to show you the final add-on that I did today. I finally managed to wire the lighting. So here we go. I'm going to fire up the case. Case fires up, and there's the lighting. Not bad. Let me know what you think. I'd be more than happy to help you guys. If you need any advice on how to make this, feel free to ask me. I can send pictures if you want them. Basically, these are puck lights, LED puck lights, and they put out quite a bit of light. Now, these came in a 3-pack where they come with 3 lights, but 2 lights in this small case is fine. That leaves me 2 spares. But here we go. Here's the light. Here's the case fully lit up. So my cases are officially complete, and this is the finished model. Now it'd be nice, once I retire, I might start a business doing this stuff, building custom cases. I think that might be cool. Problem is shipping. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the final video on the 3D printer case. And if you have any question again, I'm more than willing to answer any. Okay? Sorry guys, I'm not really that great with videos, but I figure it's easy just to get the point across. And of course you see the X6 up there. That's its parking spot. Looks like a giant Black Widow, doesn't it? Anyway, alright guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching again. Stay safe and enjoy the hobby.